Okay, we can now either follow Tomcat's lead to KCOB or Fairlight's lead to Melody's home. It depends on what you want our focus to be on in terms of tracking Hayden's trail. Should we follow the media or the tech?
Hello, can you hear me?
Up to you where to go first. Ready to head out? Ready to head out? Here we are. The COS.io Corporation office building. It looks like most of the businesses on this block are a part of the same corporate coalition under COS.io. Well, perhaps. At the very least, it means it's unlikely they're the ones interfering with Augmented Eye's articles. Not impossible, but unlikely. Generally, the companies in a coalition don't have a whole lot of overlap. Augmented Eye is a news app focused on local tech and culture stories, with an emphasis on hybrids' rights and cybernetics issues. None of the other companies in the coalition cover news, so they aren't related at all, which is very much standard practice for these groups. They have nothing to gain by inviting companies with whom they compete, and thus none of them would benefit by trying to undermine Augmented Eye's credibility as a news source. In the early 2020s, the California government was pretty much going bankrupt.
Well, we're not quite there yet, but...
A poor national economy and repeated voter initiatives meant the state didn't have the tax revenue to continue running municipal services.
Hang on, let me see what I can do. Can you hear me? Hello? There must be a lot of background noise. I don't know. Okay, you can hear me better. All right.
They kept pushing the tax burden down the totem pole until poorer cities were just flat broke. No police, no road work, complete public service collapse.
Not quite.
Then, one of the smaller cities sold all of their public infrastructure, police and fire included, to a private corporation. This was eventually challenged in court, but several Silicon Valley corporations started a grassroots initiative to have citizens pass an amendment to the state constitution allowing it. They succeeded, and most of the major cities in the state sold off their public services to private corporations. Some places, like Los Angeles, just sold to the highest bidder. Which is probably why LA is essentially in a constant gang turf war, with one side wearing the uniforms of the studio-owned police forces.
That doesn't seem likely.
The cities in the Bay Area were a little more selective, and most of the municipal services are owned by multi-corporation coalitions. They split the bill of running the city between them and keep each other from being too corrupt in their usage of the police force and such, from fear of a PR disaster and being kicked out of the coalition. It means there isn't as much money going around, which is why the NSFPD's equipment is out of date and the meshnet is so successful over normal cable networks. After all, without the promise of a city infrastructure bought and paid for, the corporations all treat running the city like a charity and PR stunt. But At least the police aren't irredeemably corrupt. The fire trucks still show up on time, and the water runs to all parts of the city. That can't be said for some areas of the state. I haven't spent enough time learning about the subject, or politics in general, to give you an educated answer. If I go by the posts people make on the meshnet, I'd say a combination of having bigger fish to fry and caving to corporate pressure. People seem certain that the larger multinational companies would love to be able to buy their own towns on a national scale, and are pumping money into Congress to try and make that happen. They hold up Neo-SF as an example of their success, while trying to bury the problems in LA as an anomaly. Combine that with unrest abroad, and I guess they don't have a whole lot of motivation to try and stop it. Historical precedent seems to lend credence to this interpretation, if you're willing to believe my hasty readings on the subject. You're welcome. I am happy to assist.
Given that no one in Silicon Valley can do anything right and they're busy spending all their money on stuff that's going to kill the planet and doesn't work, I somehow don't think that such a program would turn out as well.
The Meshnet says Augmented Eye's SF office is run by an individual named Zin, and Tomcat confirmed she's expecting us. All we have to do now is head up and talk to her. No shenanigans this time.
Okay. Oh, it's a little bunny droid. iKey 47's Executive Series ROM designed for office and high-level account maintenance.
The IK-47 aren't known for being verbose. Better leave it.
Better leave it. Looks to be in the middle of high-value calculation work. Oh, but I want to pet the bunny. You bet Elon could run a city and it'd be on fire and everyone would get banned for complaining, but he'd run it for about a day. I mean, this entire game is imagining a future where anyone can afford to live in San Francisco, so I mean, that's kind of a... It's what, like 3 or 4 million to own a house there now? Oh yeah, Super Family, that plays all the old hits, like Yankees Peninsula, Water Rash, and Super Slug 3 Revenge of the Super Slug. It's not plugged into the monitor, and your imagination is only so powerful. The monitor has a live updating weather forecast at the bottom corner of the screen. Stash of video games. Sweet, an unopened duck game.
This game gives me the urge to start quacking uncontrollably. Is something wrong with me? Maybe later if you find something educational. Or an adventure game. Your investigative skills could use a tickle.
Resign immediately? Oh, I don't think so. I think he'd double down and pay somebody to make cartoons about how awesome he is. And how great it is now that everyone enjoys free speech. I don't know if you saw that god-awful cartoon he made, but yeah. Hi! Say hello! For me. You didn't know people still hung up motivational posters unironically. Plant. The professional care these plants receives puts your well-intentioned yet misguided overwatering to shame. A picture of a toupee is an odd thing to frame. Oh wait, that's an animal of some sort. Alright, there's Zen.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Augmented Eye.
The bunnies are cute, yes.
You must be the journalist my network admin said would be showing up. Have a seat. Would you like a drink?
I guess water.
My assistant will bring it right away. Look, I'll start off by saying I'm a little uncomfortable about bringing in another journalist to look into this. Whatever you dig up, I'll have to explain to the rest of the press. But it's still better than the other options. Chances are I have another corporation scoping out my territory. If they aren't in the coalition, they'll be expecting a corporate spy, not a news hound. If they are in the coalition, it won't look good for me to send in my own reporters against my allies. Even if I do end up being right. So if I'm damned either way, I'd rather it be by the media. At least then we can fight back on a familiar battlefield. Now, what do you know about our problem here?
Someone is tampering on your articles.
That's the long and short of it. My network admin is pulling their hair out over it. I'm not going to pretend I understand everything they say, but from what I understand, the changes to our articles aren't being made from inside our network. The versions on our servers are still the originals, but at some point after they hit the mesh, they get changed. I'm hoping that you can do some digging, maybe hit up your contacts and get a lead on who might be doing it. Even if I have to get answers from the nightly news, it will be a big help.
What kind of changes are being made?
Mostly little things. Word choice, tone of the writing, things that make the writer appear more or less extreme on a topic. So far, almost all of the edits seem to be making our articles more positive on new technologies coming out, and more critical of organizations like the Human Revolution.
Okey-dokey.
That's actually what tipped us off. A harsh criticism one of my writers made about the Human Revolution protests was changed to be downright vitriolic, and I had a hell of a time putting out the fires. My writers and readers aren't exactly fans of them, but I'd rather not pick fights with the Human Revolution if I don't have to.
Why are you so sure this isn't an inside job?
I guess I'm not, but my network admin assures me it's all coming from somewhere else. They told me that they tore out all of the routers that broadcast to the mesh and replaced them with fresh ones. All kinds of tricks involving IP addresses and DNS changes that I'm not going to even begin to claim to understand. I pay them big bucks, so I'm inclined to believe them unless you dig up something that tells me otherwise.
Do you have any idea where I should start looking?
Not really. My admin says that only someone with intimate access to Parallax's network protocols could make these kind of changes as something passes across the net. Personally, I think it's a clever hacker rather than someone inside Parallax itself. The public trust rating of Parallax makes them look like a saint among wolves, so their control over the mesh network provisions is strangling. It's trivially easy to set up ROMs to use a different OS than LIPS or a different meshnet protocol without that trust. Or, you know, Parallax is abusing its power to spread pro-tech propaganda. Doubtful they need to. I'm sure you'll be a good journo and bring me back the right answer.
Okay, that's a start.
I know tin hat conspiracies aren't an ideal start, but it's the best we can do with the info we have. Anything else I can tell you, off the record? If you want it on the record, it'll cost you your firstborn and a really good cigar.
Can you think of any reason why you're being targeted?
Like what? There isn't much more I can tell you about Augmented Eye, really. It's a fairly simple and straightforward operation, if I say so myself. We started off in Venezuela as a sleek current events and news organization in 2055. Almost 10 years ago now.
Venezuela, okay.
We focus on more in-depth reporting of on-the-street happenings, on top of major news. We're one of the few good ones left. Once folks in other cities saw the type of reporting we do, they all clamored for it. They invested in the right places, and it paid off. COS-IO Corp is happy to have us here in the OSF. It wasn't until hybrid tech started hitting the public sphere that we had to make any changes to our model. All of that said, I can't see why anyone would target us. Unless they're just trying to embroil us in a mudslinging match with the human revolution, and there are much more direct ways of making that happen.
Do you know of anyone else having articles being manipulated?
Alright, look. I wasn't going to tell you this. If it gets out, I'd have to answer some really hard questions. So, you didn't hear this from me. You might want to go check out TMI Entertainment and Charlie Nova. That's all I'll say. And remember, you take a bite out of him with my name as your defense, I drop you fast.
What's the real reason you're bringing in outside help? Your own journalist should be able to handle digging up some dirt on a hacker.
What? Not wanting to answer prying questions from my coalition board isn't a good enough reason? 'Cause I'd really like to avoid that. And look, you've covered culture wars, right? My journalists are good, but they're mostly good at gadget reviews, implant releases, not taking too many stims so they remember what they did at raves for the after-party reports. This needs an investigative journalist with serious contacts, not tech personalities. The fact that my network admin recommended you to me means you probably know the right people. Now, does that cover it? I'd like to remove my nose from your ass.
That's it for now. I'll get back to you if I have more questions.
No, don't bother. In hindsight, I probably should have been a bit more circumspect about speaking to you. Plausible deniability and all that. I won't ask you to lie in anything you write, but do remember you got in contact with me not even secondhand, but third hand. Wink wink, nudge nudge, or whatever. If you need anything else, have your person get with my person. Don't come here directly.
Okay.
Now, I'd show you the door, but you know the way. And this isn't the only fire I'm trying to put out. Good luck, and goodbye.
Well, that was more confrontational than I'd have expected, considering she was the one needing help.
Oh, relax, Turing.
She never brought you that water, either. Is it always like this?
Yes. What should I say? Oh, not that bad. It wasn't that aggressive. It wasn't confrontational, they were assertive. That's what people who are jerks themselves when they want something. People don't usually give away so much. Secrets are expensive. That's what I should say? Alright.
Very true. I will admit that I am interested in the possibility of a link back to Parallax. If all of this really is due to somebody manipulating the mesh net on the inside, it may give us the leverage we need to find out what happened to Hayden once and for all. That said, I will take care not to get my hopes up. We should make no assumptions when investigating, lest we lead ourselves down a false path. Anyway, seems like our next step is... What the...
I didn't do it.
What the... That's Zin!
We need to go help her.
It's too late. Considering the angle and height of the fall, rendering suitable aid is beyond our capabilities now. Your desire is laudable, but emergency services are already on the way. They will assist her as much as they can. We should head back to her office and see if we can determine what happened here. Perhaps we can still dispense justice.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Get our fingerprints on the scene of the crime. Oofta, yeah.
It looks like the desk has been cleared off. Let's take a look around, but be careful not to disturb any evidence. The police will be here soon. Even a ROM like that doesn't deserve an end like this. My thermal sensors only detect a single set of lingering footprints, and they end
Throw some
almost
DNA
3
around,
feet
that'll
away
help,
from
yeah.
the window. Considering the density of this glass, I can't imagine Zin jumped from that far and managed to throw herself through the pane without help. But who could have done it? I don't see any obvious marks on the floor or any other thermal hotspots.
You're saying no one else was in here.
It doesn't look like it.
Flawless foliage have fallen.
Her personal computer is not password protected at the moment. Give me a moment to look through her files. Best to keep your fingerprints off of the keyboard. Most of this isn't very interesting. Committee reports, financials, article submissions. Oh, here we go. According to this email between Zin and her network admin, her lead on TMI Entertainment is a little more solid than she led us to believe.
It was sunny.
The admin ran a web crawler looking for changes in writing styles. Some blog posts by their head anchor Charlie Nova stood out like a sore thumb. Apparently he's a bit pompous, if in an affable way, and his blog usually just details his day-to-day life. But ever since the human revolution has been in town, he's been smearing them with more venom than you'd expect, considering how neutral his on-air reporting has been. Zin seemed to think he was just complaining about the protesters fouling up traffic, and whoever is manipulating these posts spun it to make him look critical of the movement as a whole. Just like the augmented eye journalist. This Charlie fellow is the one we need to talk to. We should go. There isn't anything else here, and the police are almost on the scene.
Son of a...
Saw that coming.
I should have figured the two of you would be here. You just won't stay out of trouble no matter what I say, will you?
This is total misunderstanding.
I assure you, Detective Rivers, we are merely in the wrong place at the wrong time. We had an appointment with Zin to discuss a possible lead and found her office in this state of disrepair.
Well, the AI is learning to lie.
Of course you did. Damn it. Fine, fine.
I don't think what AI does now counts as lying so much as just getting everything wrong.
Get the hell out of here before anyone else shows up. We'll chat about the case more when I'm not busy scraping bodies off the pavement. Do you hear me?
Certainly, Detective Rivers. I'll forward forward you a report of what we know immediately, and we can speak further at a later time.
Yeah, whatever. Get moving.
Ooh.
Why did you lie to Lexi? We could have told her about the articles.
Because it's better this way. We are chasing smoke trails. You think she would assist such an unlikely investigation? I do not need you to infer upon my motivations or highlight my duplicity. Detective Rivers has every bit of information that Zinn gave us on that computer.
Modern AI. We were just here to enjoy delicious rocks with Zinn and fill our gill flaps in unison. Yeah.
Her investigation will not be hampered by our absence, whereas ours is halted if we're stuck giving answers she can just as well get from a hard drive. Literally. Has it occurred to you that whoever threw Zinn out of that window could be after the same thing we are, except to silence the story rather than to get it out? We have little
chill
time
out.
for fooling about, and must get to Charlie Nova before something happens to him too. Now, unless you have further recriminations to level at me, we must not squander the time my dishonesty bought us. I have highlighted the main Neo-SF offices for TMI Entertainment on your map. Let's go!
I like that this game imagines a world in which the police don't immediately arrest you, hold you for 48 hours, and then scream at you until you confess to the murder.
I hope some pity for me still remains, considering my recent tone, because I'm honestly not sure where we should start. I suppose we should just ask the receptionist to point us to somebody who can answer our questions.
Do you know anything about TMI Entertainment?
Honestly, you do have your own mesh access, yes?
Man, you're becoming a pissy robot.
I'm quite certain you can handle all the casual searches you might feel like making. We hardly have time for me to blather out every bit of exposition you desire when you could just go look it up on your own.
You just do a good job of making it concise.
Fair enough. If you think it will save time, I can continue to rattle off these facts when you ask for them. I just ask that you keep your queries to a minimum. We don't have a whole lot of time. Let me pull up the information you requested.
What can you tell me about TMI Entertainment?
TMI Entertainment is a relatively popular celebrity and gossip news conglomerate. They own OK Today. They did a good job transitioning from the traditional media models of television and news to the net-based model prevalent now, pioneered by their digital newspaper, OK Today's The Scanline.
Again, this is also imagining a future in which online journalism is still a thing, instead of just SEO stuff.
Some might call their programs rags, but opinion on the mesh seems more favorable than not. They stick to mostly good-natured prying and lean away from the seedier nastiness that paparazzi can get up to.
I mean, I don't think any companies like this still exist now. They've all either been sued into oblivion or been bought out by private equity groups. Had leveraged buyouts. Somebody comes in and says, yeah, you're all fired now. We're going to have AI write all the articles.
As such, they have a positive relationship with many celebrities and regularly get exclusive scoops that keep their ratings up, despite their refusal to peddle in the darker side of the celebrity news circuit.
What do you know about Charlie Nova?
Charlie Nova is TMI Entertainment's most popular TV personality. He's gotten consistently high ratings for almost a decade and isn't afraid to tell you about it. The chatter on the mesh paints him as a bit arrogant, but in that loud, backslapping kind of way that a media star can get away with. He's best known for hosting Star in the Stratosphere. It's one of those talent-seeking reality programs. Apparently, when TMI can't organically discover enough celebrities, they just manufacture them. Oh, and also, according to this blog, Charlie's hair is flawless.
Got it. We got a bunny person.
Welcome to TMI Entertainment Incorporated. Do you have an appointment?
Which one should I say? I have a story we're about to break and wanted to offer TMI an opportunity to comment, I guess. I'll go with that one.
Oh, I guess I should send you to Sympathy then? Oh, she'd be pretty mad if someone ran something without her getting a chance to comment.
That's probably the best option, yeah.
Go ahead and talk to her. She's on the other side of the room. Don't bother the talent, though. She hates that.
The 8ONL news ROM putters speedily across the production floor, frantically looking for the next big scoop. News ROM doesn't care to take a comment from an unaffiliated freelancer. Film assistant of some kind. What's up? Have you been tuning into the show? It's TMI's lead cinematographer, at least he seems like one.
Hey, you! Over here, now. What are you doing bothering my people? Thought I told Mina to cancel all my appointments for the day. I swear that girl couldn't find her ears if I taped them over her eyes. At least she makes a decent cup of coffee.
Are you Sympathy? Nina said we should speak to you.
Yes, I am. And if you don't mind, I keep the show running here, so I'll be brief. What are you doing in my building?
We've been given a lead on a story that involves one of your personalities, Charlie Nova.
Hello, Mike.
Someone has been manipulating his articles on the meshnet and turning them into scathing attacks against the human revolution. We are trying to track the culprit, and we need to talk to Mr. Nova to hunt down further leads.
You let your ROM do all the talking for you? Must be one of those new interrogation modules all the fresh meat rave about. Of course I know someone's been modifying Charlie's articles. I'm tracking them down myself. What I want to know is why I should help you snatch the scoop out from underneath me. Super hacker twists Meshnet news for personal political vendetta? The clicks basically farm themselves.
I don't think I wanted to reveal that somebody's dead. Let's say trade info, I guess.
Not interested. I already have a pretty decent idea of where to look next. And if that doesn't pan out, I have our primary server cluster chewing through mesh posts looking for inconsistencies. I'll figure this one out on my own, without some newbie mucking things up.
Okay. Say that to Zen, I guess.
Zin? Augmented eyes, Zin? What does Zin have to do with this?
She's the one who gave us the lead to begin with. Then, someone threw her out of her office window. figured Mr. Nova might be next, and we wanted to get to him first.
Holy shit. Fine, I'll let you talk to Charlie. If someone is trying to kill people over this, I'd rather it be out and done with as fast as possible. I mean, shit. We're an entertainment scene. Nobody should die for that. But hey, watch yourself with Charlie. He's a pompous clown, but he's my pompous clown. Keep it civil, or I'll throw your ass out and figure this out on my own. Now get on it. I need to make some calls.
Fantastic! How fantastic! I just love your ROM. Not quite as stunning as mine, but still pretty grand. Very sleek, very clean. Bravo. Oh, Sympathy is doing that thing where she waves at me to hurry things up. Right down to brass tacks then, I suppose. Wait! I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Charlie Nova, host of Tonight in the Stars and Star in the Stratosphere.
Simmer down, it's not that serious, ma'am. It's pretty serious if somebody's got killed.
But you already knew that, I'm sure. What can I do for you,
What can you tell me about TMI?
Yes, any additional information on your station would be greatly appreciated.
Well, it's the best damn network on the planet, I can tell you that. We put out top-notch news and entertainment, but with real heart that our competitors just can't match. But if you really want to know about TMI, you need to know about Sympathy. It's her pride and joy, after all. Sure, she can be a little acerbic, and sure, she calls me a poofy-haired oaf all the time, but you can really tell she cares, you know?
Goofy hair oaf.
Deep down. I'm not sure if that throat-cutting gesture she's making is a signal to move to another topic or a threat against my physical well-being. So, let's move on. What next?
Okay, tell me a little about yourself.
Oh, you flatter me. Yes, you do. I can't imagine you've come all this way just to get my story, have you? After all, I've already published my very own splendid 100% original autobiography, Like a Nova. But I suppose I can give you a quick rundown, even if Sympathy is giving me the stink eye. I grew up here on the mean streets of Neo-SF, but my jocular nature and striking countenance got me scouted for a few small product advertisements. And the rest is not so ancient history. Now I'm the host of the largest celebrity news show on the mesh, and I couldn't be happier. It's all thanks to my swarms of fans, though. They're the ones who count.
Have you heard that your stories are getting altered once they get posted to the mesh?
Oh, it may have come up in the last lunch meeting we had, but Sympathy assured me that it was some kind of technical glitch, and our support people were on top of it. They're top-notch, the absolute best money can buy. So I don't think there's anything more to say on the subject.
We've heard of other people's posts getting altered too.
That's very upsetting. I hope you've passed along that information to Sympathy. I'm certain our tech people will be able to find the culprit in short order once they know enough about it. I really don't know what I have to do with it, though.
Let's see here. What do I say here? They're gonna kick me out if I'm too mean, right? It was your post they were originally.
And that is supposed to mean what? I'm not sure if you're trying to imply that I had something to do with this, or that I'm being targeted for some specific reason, but if you have an accusation to level, then make it known. My time is far too important to be wasted on beating around the bush.
All right, that's enough. Charlie has a show to get ready for. He's told you everything he's going to. So get the hell out of here. If you find anything more interesting than what you've got, come back and see me again. Directly.
Can I just ask where you got those glasses and how they stay on? I mean, that's...
Remember, I'm the victim in all this.
Oh man, she looks really cheesed off now. Do you know how sleepy she can get? I better get her coffee ready. Maybe that'll calm her down.
We're very sorry if we made your day more difficult. Perhaps I could take the coffee over to Sympathy and we could try to smooth her rumpled feathers.
Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You make her even madder? Oh no. On second thought.
It'll only take a minute.
All right, but she takes it with plenty of milk.
Ah, you could pour in the spoiled milk. That would be funny. Those glasses stay on and don't catch Sympathy's lips through law of absurd pompousness, okay? I wonder what would happen if I put in the spoiled milk.
Okay, let's deliver this and make amends.
I thought I told you to beat it. Or do your ears just not work?
We wanted to bring you coffee, make sure there's no hard feelings.
Ha! That's cute. I promise I don't bite. I just have a job to do. Sometimes I think Charlie's hair gel seeps into his brain, but he brings in most of our revenue, so his happiness is our top priority.
The bunny girl may be just a little too cutesy, but it's not overt, yeah.
Now, Scram, you know how to get in touch with me if you need me.
That did not go well at all. We need some kind of leverage to get Mr. Nova to give us the information we want. I'm certain he knows something. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I'm just wondering how those ears work. I mean, they're lop ears, so they shouldn't be able to, you know, point up like that. He was being kind of evasive.
Indeed. While you were talking to him, I took the opportunity to look into his history more thoroughly. It turns out he did a series of promos for a local Hassie bar early in his career, and some fans still spot him there from time to time.
Maybe they're mechanical, yeah.
It's a long shot, but frankly, everything about this case has been one long shot after another. Maybe we should question the people at this Hassie establishment and look for any dirt we can use to put some pressure on Mr. Nova. There must be something. It's the only path I see.
Sure.
The Hassie bar is located on Market Street, near the Genus Clinic. We can head there whenever you're ready.
This dingus is still here.
can I do for you?
I was hoping you had some time to talk.
Sure. I still have a little bit before closing, and I can use some conversation to distract me from the anticipation of the VR drama I have waiting for me when I get off. What do you want to know?
Well, let's just be friendly first. What's the VR drama about?
Oh, it's an ongoing drama called Magical Commander Yukino. Yukino at the Gates to the Deep. In it, you play the magical girl Yukino as she fights off elder gods as they arise from the ocean. It's a bit cliched and just about as silly as you would expect, but it includes some really interesting intersection between the Japanese magical girl trope and the American Cthulhu mythos. All with a pseudo-military theme.
Uh-huh.
In the newest episode, Yukino has to face off against the Yit as they try to inhabit the bodies of people in the present to escape their destruction in the past.
How does a VR drama work? Is it like a video game?
Not really. Video games are about winning and manipulating the mechanics of the system to get ahead, right?
I mean, Lydia, I'm gonna say it sounds better than a lot of the, like, SEO-produced isekai stuff that's coming out now. They just like make a ridiculously long title so it pops up in people's searches.
Dramas are more about inhabiting the role of the character. There are rules, but they're mostly about behaving consistently in the fictional world. It's a bit like being in improv theater, except if you get too far out of your character, the system boots you out and you have to start the episode over.
By that logic, Call of Cthulhu isn't the game per se.
Everyone experiences the drama a little differently, but it stays broadly consistent because you have to maintain the behavior of the character you're inhabiting. It requires you to really get inside the head of another person. I like it better than VR games, but that's just me.
Sounds exciting. Maybe I'll look it up.
It's the best! Super awesome! If you need any other suggestions, just let me know. I played through a little bit of everything. I'm sure I could find something you'd like. Maybe a detective drama. Anyway.
Did Charlie Nova do promos for this place?
Charlie is a complete trip. We met when he was just starting out doing adverts. He still drops in every once in a while to hang out.
You would experience penalties for acting out of character alignment? Yeah, I bet so.
I love the guy. He's super funny, always has the best stories, and his hair is perfect. And he parties harder than anyone I know. A couple weeks ago, he invited me to this rave at some hole that's probably already shut down, and he got so amped up on Crash that he jumped up on the table and hosted an impromptu dirty dancing contest.
Okay.
I swear, if he was in Charlie Nova, we would have gotten chucked out on our asses. But it was a lot of fun. If you want to meet him, just hang around here long enough. He loves mingling with his fans. Not that it helps his ego any.
This is pretty innocuous. We are going to need more evidence if we're to fabricate a believable story that will convince Mr. Nova it's in his best interest to help us.
Yay, drugs, yeah. Can you tell me about
You don't
VR
have internal
technology?
hookups, do you? The older sets are all helmets that use electromagnetic waves to stimulate the neural pathways in your brain to induce the desired sensory input. It's pretty crude though, which is why EM hats give you that dreamlike experience. It doesn't quite feel real. The Direct Link network has way higher fidelity. It's like actually being there. And since the Direct Link can interrupt your primary motor cortex, you don't have to take muscle relaxers to keep from flailing around. But some people are still scared off by it.
Why is that?
Well, it's pretty invasive. They inject this smart polymer into the base of your skull, right at the brainstem, and it crawls along your primary neural pathways and bonds to your major sensory centers. It's been safe for almost a decade, but a lot of folks are still pretty skeeved out by the idea of having a bunch of conductive plastic coating in the inside of their brains. Plus, for the 24 hours or so that it's hooking everything up and self-calibrating, you start to have intense hallucinations because of all the electrical crossfiring. It's a trip, I'll tell you that. But no worse than the stuff people have been taking for millennia, watching the world melt.
Yeah, it sounds like you could use that to cure depression.
Anyway, if you're looking to get installed, I have a guy who does great work.
Not to mention schizophrenia.
Just let me know.
Thank you for your time.
Sure, just let me know if you need anything. I'm always happy to help.
They're selling me on this a lot more than I think they intended. Yeah.
Welcome back! Care to take another pamphlet or two?
Yes, that is James Stephanie Sterling doing that voice. Why are you still out here all alone?
Ah, the cold weather has made organising demonstrations a bit difficult, to say the least. But I refuse to relent in our mission. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, I will not rest until I stop these abominations from undoing God's almighty work.
Won't shutting down clinics like this cost lives?
That's a leading question. Of course, some people have life-threatening afflictions, and it's a good thing that science has evolved to treat all kinds of diseases. Simply wanting cat ears and furry tails does not constitute a disease. A disease of the mind, perhaps. If the government strictly limits genetic alteration surgeries to only life-threatening emergencies, well, that would be a start towards undoing the damage. We are not God. We were made in his image, and his image did not include fur.
How far back would you like humanity to go?
That is the greatest misconception of our group.
No, it's not.
They would have you believe that we'd rather go back to the Dark Ages. Oh, sure, the human revolution wants people to go back to washing clothes by hand down by the river, right? We'll all go back to playing with sticks, yes? We do not advocate for a reversal of all technology. That would be ludicrous. We merely want severe limitations on genetic enhancements and a focus on medicinal practice beyond gene therapy.
Yeah, no kidding.
That would
There's
include an
certain parts of your
outlawing of
anatomy that
cosmetic
disagree
gene
that
therapy,
God intended
yes?
to have for,
People
yeah.
parading around in fur and scales as proud abominations. We need the government to protect these patients from themselves.
What makes somebody with genetic modifications less human?
I feel it's rather simple. It's even in the name. Modifying genes means we are changing the very DNA that makes us unique.
No, it doesn't.
We're giving doctors, among other people with a severe lack of understanding of the human condition, the right to make us into entirely new species. We are the byproduct of tens of thousands of years of natural selection and evolution, and now these people want that progress to just be reduced to a formula, to be injected into your skin at your convenience.
Go home, you're drunk.
And why? To fulfill some sick fantasy. We have VR dramas. Leave your imagination at home. Besides, why should we give these self-proclaimed animals the same rights as humans when they clearly don't want to be human?
What has your group accomplished?
Through some concerted efforts, we've created an alliance with a number of businesses banning service and employment of unhumans.
Unhumans?
Yeah, they call themselves hybrids, but we call them what they are. I can't respect those who willingly trade their humanity away. Thanks to our efforts, many local businesses are finally gaining the confidence to only serve human beings. If they wanted to feed animals, well, they'd open up a pound. Why, just the other day, a Neo-SF landlord thanked me for supporting his decision to deny tenancy to unhumans. He already feels better about his decision to seek out our help. Plus, can you imagine the cleaning fees?
That's all I wanted to ask. Now I want to punch you in the
Great!
face.
Do tell me when you get the article out. I love to read the comments.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but doesn't most of the MeshNet speak critically of your organization?
Oh, that's cute. The robot wants to join in the discussion now. Yes, this is true. Though historically, most revolutionaries are unpopular when they're in the middle of the fight. I sleep comfortably knowing that history will be on my side.
I'm not gonna lie, you haven't really convinced me.
I suppose I have come to expect that. Never mind. Write what you wish. When the city falls, and we have an earthworm as mayor, remember that all of you thought we were loonies.
I'll let you know if we need anything else.
Please do. Have a lovely day now. And remember, God designed you perfectly just the way you are.
I would not compare that guy to Robespierre, no. Cancer doesn't really work that way. Yeah, you gotta keep in mind, we have enzymes that make it so that we have one error in, like, I think it's a billion or base code. So for every, like, individual every individual, what's the word? Nucleotide. You have things that repair it to what it's supposed to be. The reason why cancers tend to occur is either A, you're exposed to something like an ionizing radiation that's causing dimers to form, where you have like in the code 2 sets of I can't remember which nucleotide it is. Let me look that up. Thymine, I think. Let me see here. Thymine dimers, is that it? So, like, this is just one example. Like, extended UV radiation exposure over time. The reason you get skin cancer from sunlight exposures, over time the UV radiation causes a mistake in the DNA replication, where 2 thymines next to each other, instead of going across the helix, they just kind of fold into each other. So you get like this skip in the genetic code. And obviously as you age, you're losing data from the end of your chromosomes. What are they called? Telomeres. My brain's not working right now. So your replication becomes less accurate, but I can't imagine I mean, like, we're getting close to where we can use mRNA to basically fight cancers on a fundamental level. We can use these modified bacteriophages that they can use to sort of insert and repair code as needed. Alright, what more information do we need here?
What can I do for you? Sure. I still have a little... What do you want to know? Sure.
Oh, hey, it's you! Wow, long time.
Who's this?
Oh, this is Keith, an old buddy of mine.
Hey, not too old now. Did you manage to keep that plan I got you alive?
Totally.
Really? Nice job. I didn't expect it to last a month. It's great to see you, though. Sorta surreal, too. You're never around on social sites or anything, you know. I bet you didn't see any of the pictures I put up from my last climbing trip in Colorado. For a tech journalist, you do have pretty poor net presence.
That's what I said.
Figures. So, what's with the bot?
That's Turing, my ROM.
Yours? Really? Huh. I didn't think you liked to bring work home, as it were. Anyway, it's great to see you. What brings you to the Hassie Bar? Doing a review of that sweet weather ROM outside or something?
That voice sounds like Launchpad from DuckTales. We're actually here on an investigation.
All right, now that's the kind of journalism I'm talking about.
Indeed, we're looking into some accusations made against Charlie Nova. And we're actually trying to build up a solid case against him.
No shit. I actually may have exactly what you need. Charlie comes here all the time. You know that show he's host of, Star in the Stratosphere? That show where normal people try to become actors and singers and all. Listen to this recording I made when he was here last month on his book tour.
So many people come up to me thinking that if they can sing or act, I'll just make them a superstar. But that isn't how it works. Raw talent isn't enough to get you by in this industry, and anyone who thinks so is lying to themselves. It takes hard work and persistence. You gotta want it, and want it bad. But the kids I get on Star in the Stratosphere, which I host each and every week, as you all know, they're all so young and hungry. I love them. I do my damnedest to make sure they get what they want. They give me their best, so I'm gonna give them mine.
It's not much, but it might help you build a case if you chop it up right. Just keep my name off it. I post hiking pictures, not scandals. Well, if nothing else, the threat of this dropping on the mess should get them talking. Here, I just made a copy for you. Anyway, I'd love to catch up soon. For now, I'll let you keep at it. You can usually find me here if you want to chat again.
Thanks, Keith. Later.
Say, why did you tell Keith that I belong to you?
He's like Mr. Burns in the Skull t-shirt. It's more convenient that way during investigations.
Very fair. You may continue to run with that as your story with those who don't or shouldn't know the truth about me. Anyway...
Is Turing insulting in the raw? Okay, who else do we talk
I haven't seen you around here before. Is there something I can help you with?
I heard Charlie Nova hangs out here sometimes.
Another one of his fans, huh? Yeah, he comes here sometimes. I don't really get why everyone likes him so much.
Too much modification, particularly when the subject can't make up their mind, the DNA code more or less could potentially unravel. DNA code is supposed to unravel. That's what DNA helicase is for. Or you have enzymes that unravel your code, split it in half, and then that's when tRNA comes in. Sorry, mRNA and then tRNA. And then DNA synthase puts it back together, if I recall correctly. Let me see here. No, not polymerase. That's not what I'm looking for. Is it? talking about DNA replication, not in terms of... Let's see where PCR is. Oh, my brain's not working today.
Well, I have a picture from this time he flipped off a box of kittens. Somebody brought them to try to give away, and one of them scratched him up. He ended up taking it home, but he really hammed it up about getting scratched. I think he ended up calling him, I think it was Captain Snuggles? It was pretty funny, actually. I'll send your Rom a picture.
Well, this should be enough to get his
Frankly, I'm
attention.
starting to feel a bit uneasy about this. Mr. Nova's clearly an upstanding individual, if just a bit boisterous. But I suppose if we're in for a penny, we're in for a pound. This should be more than enough anecdotal evidence to fabricate a less than flattering image of Mr. Nova that the public will eat right up. Let us present our story to him immediately. Hopefully our delay has not put him in physical danger.
Hey, you two! I think I'm gonna have to let security know that you're not allowed back in the building.
I got some stuff that might change your mind about teaming up.
Doubtful. But let's hear it. Never let it be said I didn't give someone a chance to dig their own grave.
I bet the world would love to hear such an inspiring pep talk.
You're just grasping at straws. This speech was truly a beacon of light for the entire entertainment community. There's no way an original sermon like that is going to convince anyone that I'm a bad guy.
Well, with some creative editing. Anyway, this is just pathetic. This is really your best attempt at blackmailing us?
Has Charlie been having partying problems?
So what? I like to show people a good time. There's nothing wrong with that.
Damn it, I told you to get off the crash, Charlie. Shit like this keeps coming up.
I did. And besides, I wasn't doing anything illegal.
Whatever, this is still nothing but hot air. You need to step up your game, kid.
Not much of an animal.
Hey, that's completely out of context. And I love Captain Snuggles. Sure, we didn't get off to a good start, but he's a great cat. The best.
Charlie, flipping off a kitten? Why? You go public with this flimsy smear piece, I'm gonna tear you apart.
Oh, enough, enough! I'm not cut out for this cloak and dagger game, Sympathy. What's the big deal anyway? It's not like they've got anything substantial to use. I might as well give them what they want, so they'll go away.
Tell them whatever you want. And I'll be taking that evidence.
You didn't have to do all of this. I would have helped if you had just asked. But it's always push and dig and needle, isn't it? I'm not a journalist. I'm just an anchor. I read off a teleprompter and look good doing it. I don't have much to offer you, but here's what I know.
We did ask, yes.
Trust me, I'd love to lay down some earth-shattering pronouncement and dazzle you with my investigative skills, but
Annoying
all I've
people
got
in
is
social
flimsy
clients,
threads
yeah.
at best.
I swear to God, this Seroquel is affecting my brain.
The thing is, all this stuff with my stories, stuff getting changed, making me look like I don't like the human revolution or whatever, it started after I had an upgrade made to my VR uplink hardware.
What kind of upgrade?
The technically legal kind. Look, I like to have a good time at a party, right? But sympathy keeps hammering on me for pounding back too much crash and whatnot. Nothing illegal, but she says it makes me look like shit on camera the next day. So I went to this guy I know, good guy, everyone uses him. He's called Nanya. He does great work after just one simple back alley brain surgery. Bing, bang, boom. I can use an app to make my VR uplink have the same effect on my brain that the stims do, without all the nasty physical side effects.
None your business? Yeah.
It could be a coincidence, though. The tech guys didn't find anything wrong with my uplink, and they say the modifications check out. But that Nanya guy does a lot of work for media people around here, so if a bunch of posts are getting changed, maybe that's your weak link. Anyway, that's it. Pretty flimsy, but I'll send you the address and you can go talk to him. If he'll even see you, that is.
I think we're headed for the bad ending, just judging by the fact that I keep accidentally winding up with these things where I'm blackmailing people or lying to them or whatever. I've been picking the wrong.
Well, we took far too long to get to it, but I'm quite happy to assist in any way that I can. Just make sure you source me in your article, right? Maybe run a rough draft past me and I'll give you some quotes. I'm certain that'll help signal boost the story all the way to the stratosphere. Give it the old Charlie Nova bump. Maybe we can smooth out all this silliness between us. Anyhow, I really have to get back to work. Let me know how it goes with the murderous hacker thing. My ROM will call your ROM.
This looks like the spot.
Ugh. Isn't it lovely when you're losing your memory and you're not sure whether or not it's the new medication you're taking or if you're just getting old?
I'm awfully nervous and still a bit shaken up. Let's hurry and get out of here.
Charlie likes a bumper too, apparently. Yeah. Well, I guess he's saying, you know, he got the, cyberware installed so that it would just artificially give him that bump. Here's the wrestlers. A box of stale-looking donuts. I think we want to yank that.
Wait, those are... sure, why not? We're already carrying spoiled milk.
Damn right we are.
I have 16 different health notifications advising against that.
Our aerodynamic assault will rain down on you from the heavenly skies!
That's right, these are the wrestlers we met before.
My name has some pretty cool history behind it. We're some badass ladies who'll bomb hellfire on anyone.
This is genius. The contrast of the art's colors to the walls. The way the letters stretch out, not to mention the accented punctuation amplifying the outcry. Who are the junks, and to whom are they unworthy?
Count Boy is scribbled shoddily on the building in spray paint. It's not very illustrative. Isn't there a phrase people say when they see this?
Omae wa mo shinderu.
Okay. That's the one. Metal garage door carved beside it.
I think this is the place, but of course it lacks any appropriate signage. Frankly, the state of this industry and the current political climate don't give me much hope for my own legal status. When word inevitably gets out about me,
You are shock.
regulation regarding cybernetic implants is a mess of intersection between medical and tech industries. I'm rather surprised the Human Protection Act was even passed, but I suppose the possibility of hybrid genetics being passed on to offspring meant there was a considerable push from biotech companies due to patent law, and the laws about cybernetics got tacked on. Never mind. I'm just ranting. This entire investigation has been frustrating. Let's get in there and get this over with.
Hold up there, Speedy. I've never seen the two of you around here before, and I know everybody. Why don't you let me know what's going on here first before you start barging through people's doors? Feel me?
Hello? We're just here to speak to Nanya about something.
Just got into town and you're already asking favors from folks, huh? Tisk, 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 my little blue friend.
What? No, it's not like that. Listen, we don't want any trouble, but we're kind of in a hurry.
Trouble? There's no trouble here. We can be friends.
For what price?
I like this one. You're a little more street smart than your blue bot buddy here, I see. No, I like you two. You're cool in my book. And since we're all such good friends now, maybe you'll be willing to give back to the community and do a favor for your new pal Formula first.
What kind of a favor?
You see, I'm a budding street musician. Working on my next big hit. Feel me? But I'm sort of stuck on a few lines. I just gotta get these last few rhymes right. Maybe you could share a little of your creativity with me and see what we come up with. Come on, it'll be fun.
Maybe we could try to help you out.
Are you sure about this? You know how important this has become. Time is of the essence.
You don't have time to not help me.
Huh?
What do you think would take longer? Helping an up-and-coming singer-songwriter finish a guaranteed worldwide hit? Or you could ignore me and maybe I'll send over an anonymous tip to the Neo SFPD. You see, I know for a fact that everything inside this shop here is 100% legal. But I bet whatever you got in your mind sure ain't. Even if they didn't find anything, it'd take the rest of the day to iron out. People like you don't come down here for anything boring. We clean up good. How well do you cover your tracks when you're in such a hurry, I wonder?
This isn't good. If Lexi in particular gets suspicious and starts tracking us down, things will become rougher for us. Not to mention all the other people it could indirectly affect. This whole case is life or death.
Huh, kind of a dramatic rhyme, ain't it? But I made my point clear. If you don't help me out, I'll make sure you never get in to see Nanya at all. He's my buddy. Done me a favor or two, so I return him when I'm asked. That's how we do things around here.
We'll help you finish your damn
I
song.
knew you'd see it my way. All you gotta do is help me complete my rhymes, you dig? A couple of them are just missing a word or two, but if I really want to make this song fantastic, I'm gonna need some killer inspiration. It's gonna be super cred. Anyway, you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Gonna give it a shot? That's what I like to hear. Here's the first line I'm having trouble with. You ready? It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you the true meaning of, hang on a second.
My holiday cheer.
It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you the true meaning of my holiday cheer. Hey, yeah, that totally works. Great idea, thanks a ton.
Okay.
Here's the next line. Ready? Pay attention now. If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. And if you want my number,
This is definitely some 80s era rapping going on here.
You know, for this one, I don't think words are gonna be enough. I'm gonna need some inspiration to make it come together. If you've got anything to show me that you think will help me out, let me know. If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. But if you want my number, I'll let you scan my ID card. Hey, that totally works. Really, thanks so much. I'd never be able to write a song like this without you.
Okay.
A Christmas-themed love song? Aren't those supposed to be pretty tacky?
All right, now I need your help with just one more line. I promise it's the last one. This one's been driving me up a wall. I hope you can tackle it as well as you did the others. Ready? Here we go. This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a nice pair of, This is getting embarrassing.
If he couldn't write a song like this without you, I'm so sad for him. Yes.
There's
Yes,
no
indeed.
way to salvage this one without some seriously fresh inspiration, yo. Don't lose hope. I'm sure it'll hit us any second now.
Might be a one-hit wonder if that much. Yeah. Give him the spoiled milk.
This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a pair of GX Ultra beats. That doesn't rhyme. Oh man, you totally threw off my style with that one. I'm gonna keep thinking, but let me know if...
Haven't you ever rapped before?
I guess the headphones microphones don't work. Give them the donuts.
This is Harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a pair of yummy Christmas scones.
Okay.
He does know those are donuts, right?
Now that's what I call a tasty beat. That was amazing. I can't believe you pulled it off. Whatever you do for work now, it doesn't matter. You should become a musician. We totally become rivals, and I bet you that... On second thought, you keep your day job. This is my territory. You feel me? But you did help out in a huge way, so I guess you're cool. Go on in and see Nanya whenever you want. I'll just be chilling out here, soaking up the inspiration of my surroundings, baby.
Yes.
Here, you can keep the
Scones.
Scones. It was nice meeting you, Formula.
Hey, you too, little Bob Blue. Hey, that kinda rhymes.
Let's go.
Small panel in the wall belches out many loose string wires. Maybe they're powering the surgery equipment. Thick, slightly opaque window makes it hard to see the finer details of the operating room, but you can still make out the basics: tables, stretchers, complex-looking surgical equipment, and supply cabinets. Generous of you to assume that he'll have a career. I have hope for him, so someone does. Crash sign. A neon crash sign lights up in front of the beat-up desk. A CRT monitor. What is this?
This is known as a CRT monitor. Almost nobody still uses them anymore. They're very outdated.
Yeah, by about 60 years.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope, I don't know you. You got someone willing to vouch for you? If not, get out of my shop.
We just met Formula. He said he was pretty cool.
Moolah? That guy's a hoot. Keeps out the riffraff and fakers, too. But seriously, where did you hear about me?
Well, Charlie Nova said I should come talk to you.
Charlie? Yeah, I remember him. That TV guy runs his mouth a lot. Yeah. Paid good enough. All right then, what can I do for you?
We have something important to ask you.
You are Nanya, correct?
Sure, if that's what you want to call me. If your credit's clear, you can call me whatever you want. Enough foreplay. What can I do for you? A fresh install, custom firmware, maybe an upgrade? I can pretty much do it all. But most people come in here for VR implants. Turns out brain surgery is expensive, yeah?
We're here on a different kind of business.
We're in a bad situation. Local news articles are being mysteriously altered after they've been posted to the mesh, even while the originals are still online. Charlie Novas are being manipulated as well, and he pointed us in your direction. It didn't start happening until after he had his implant upgraded.
I guess we want to be careful here. What do I say? Do you know anything about that?
What are you, cops? No, worse. You're journalists. Get the hell out of my shop! I have a business to run. I don't have time to answer shit about shit that don't got shit to do with me. You found the door before, find it again. And tell Charlie he can get someone else to do him a rush job when he's back on stims and needs a workaround. He ain't welcome around here anymore.
Give us a moment, please. I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of being given the runaround by these meat bags.
Ask about the parts? Oh, I guess I should have done that. It's never good when the robots start referring to people as meatbags.
We could just find some bribe or blackmail to get what we want from this Nanya. But I think it's time to take matters into our own hands. I have an idea. Keep him occupied for a few minutes.
How should I do that?
Just do what you normally do and ask questions. Nothing about the blog post, though. We don't want to set him off. Just keep him talking. It'll only take a minute.
State blackmail protocols enabled. HK-47, how I love you.
Are you gonna get going, or am I gonna have to call someone to make you get going?
I think we got on the wrong foot. I'll take Turing's advice and not mention the stories.
Damn straight. Now get out of here!
You might be on the right track with the cops on that.
If anyone was going to hack Charlie's implant, you would have the best access.
Are you kidding me? You think you get to walk into my place of business and accuse me of installing malware onto a customer's implant? Fine, bring it on! My reputation is ironclad, and there just ain't no way Charlie's implant was ever touched. Messing with the firmware would make it light up like Christmas morning with user warnings. So unless he's been letting someone else dig around in his head, you'll be the one left looking like an asshole.
Couldn't someone just hack the implant over the mesh?
No, they couldn't. VR interfaces require a hardline connection to receive I/O. So unless Charlie's been using a headset to route his ROM's HUD through it, there ain't no way to get into it. And if Charlie's installation got infected, I don't see what the hell that has to do with me. Tell him to buy some antivirus software and keep off the sketchy porn sites. The end.
Not that you would care, but my creator Hayden died over this. You think we care about your reputation?
You're out of your damn mind, robot. I've done nothing wrong. Are we done?
Sure, I guess this place really is on the other
It
side.
is.
I'm sure you have all the proper permits and everything.
Now you're ragging on my shop? Everything here is to code. End of story. I'm not doing anything illegal, unless you're some kind of corporate apologist and think factory warranties are sacrosanct. Just because I want to be discriminating with my clientele, doesn't mean I'm a crook. Tell you what, how about you get the hell out of my shop, and don't come back without a cop and a warrant, since you're so concerned about the public welfare.
Maybe you'll do just
Yeah, whatever. I've done nothing.
Lung augments, spine augments, cybernetic arms, all made by the Dynamo brand.
You may not know this, but I have a finely tuned sense of electromagnetic fields, all ROMs. We need to be able to maintain optimal contact with the mesh, catalog and use various wireless transmissions, and avoid areas with dangerously high interference. Your stock off-the-shelf ROM has very little command over the frequencies available to be scanned. But I'm starting to realize how very little of me is stock or off-the-shelf after the changes Hayden made. That means when the humidity is low, the air fairly sings for me, amongst other things.
I'm not getting your point.
Meaning, in layman's terms, I could read his monitor over his shoulder while being across the room.
You can read monitors without actually seeing them?
Well, some. I doubt I could have handled an LCD monitor. They require extra parts I just don't have. And the fidelity is a bit low.
Ha!
Anyways, Nanya looked up his client records on Charlie, and I got some of the names of his other customers off of the spreadsheet. One in particular stands out. Shotaro Otsuka.
What's the relevance?
Mr. Otsuka is a moderately prominent tech blogger, respected, perhaps a bit vitriolic. He catches my attention though because historically he has been very critical of Parallax in his posts. Recently though, the tone has been increasingly moderate, and now he is almost effusive in his praise. His fans are accusing him of shilling for the company, but many of his earliest posts show some of the same manipulations that we saw from Augmented Eye and Nova's blog. Now it's like he's being ghostwritten entirely.
Lead the way then.
I've marked the location of Shotaro Otsuka's apartment on your map. After you. This is the building. Mr. Otsuka must do well for himself, considering the neighborhood. Not the priciest section of Neo SF, but nice enough for a self-employed tech blogger.
To the murder scene. Batman transition. Yep.
Perhaps we should just ring the bell? We both know it won't be that easy, but it's important to maintain some courtesies.
Hey, didn't I see you earlier at TMI? Nice to meet you. I'm Sky.
Gorgeous picture window with engraving and crown molding. The gate is locked. You have to be buzzed in by a resident to get in.
Greetings, guests. I am LJ2. Shotaro Otsuka's wrong. Shotaro was not expecting any company at this hour, but I will let him know you are here. Sorry for the wait. Please hold on for just a moment while I fetch him.
That's encouraging.
No, it's not, because he's already dead, I'm sure.
That was odd. Maybe try the bell again.
Greetings, guests. I am LJ2. Shotaro Otsuka's wrong. Shotaro was not expecting any company at this hour, but I will let him know you are here. Sorry for the wait. Please hold on for just a moment while I fetch him.
Again?
What is taking so long?
Once more?
All right, third time's the charm, right? Once more, with feeling.
Greetings, guests. I am LJ2.
Yeah, we're
Shotaro
gonna have to break
Otsuka's
in.
wrong.
Weekend at Bernie's with robots and suits.
Shotaro was not expecting any company at this hour, but I will let him know you are here.
I had my D&D players do that recently. Somebody rolled a natural 20 on a bluff roll, and they ran around puppeting the corpse of a half-dragon they had killed. And I'm like, well, the guys are trying to convince are kobolds, so they're just dumb enough to believe it.
Sorry for the wait. Please hold on for just a moment while I fetch him.
Ah! Why can't this ever be easy? I swear I'll blow out a fuse before we're done. Thank Hayden for system redundancies. Well, that's that. Let's see if we can find a way into Mr. Otsuka's apartment ourselves.
Time to take that fire escape.
Mr. Otsuka's apartment is on the second floor. The fire escape should give us access to his window. We just need something to let us reach it. I'm sure there's some piece of detritus or loose end laying around we could use.
Turing is definitely going psycho, yeah. I'm a little concerned.
Oh,
I know there's
that's
a bad
how these
ending.
things always work.
Let's try to get this guy's umbrella.
You weren't prepared for the weather, huh? Your ROM looks fancy enough to keep track of that.
About that.
You want my umbrella?
Not for the weather. We need to use the hook handle to reach the fire escape ladder so we can pull it down.
Turing is going to reach chopper levels of war crimes in a minute, yeah.
Oh, you live here and lost your keycard, huh? I totally understand. I do that all the time. But look, as much as I'd love to give you this umbrella, I'm kinda using it right now. Where I come from, see, we're all about equal trades. It's part of our culture.
Gym culture?
Sorry, but unless you've got anything interesting to exchange for it, I'm gonna hold on to this. Don't
Give
want
him
to
the
get
spoiled
wet.
milk. Let's see here. Give him the headphones, I guess.
These are pretty cool, but I'm not big into music. I like video games more. There's no mic on this headset.
I'll give him the spoiled milk.
I'm trying to cut out dairy, honest.
Give him the business card.
Hey, is this real? The real Yannick Fairlight?
You know him?
Who is not evil. Not at all. Not evil at all. He's not evil.
Of course I do! He's one of the most innovative tech minds of the last few generations!
And it's not evil. Not at all.
Can I please have this? I'll give you the umbrella. Yours to keep if you want.
I think it's a fair trade.
Thanks! Here you go. This is so exciting! I'm gonna go call him right now!
Call him? Maybe that wasn't the best idea. Oh well, now we have our tool and a pretty spiffy one at that. Let's go! Excellent work!
Alright, which one's his window? This one's locked. Hard to reach, dangerous to try to climb in. Do we have to go higher?
This window is unlocked. Let's go in.
Ah, there we go. What's that smell, Turing?
I'm not sure. My olfactory sensors detect chemicals associated with decaying food and something else I can't pin down. It's unfamiliar to me.
Room control panel.
That's better. Let's take a look around.
Old food. 3, 2, 1, corpse! Yes, that is correct. Old greasy bag of to and fro, a fast food chain the state is famous for. Flies are circling like vultures. Shotaro Otsuka.
Mr. Otsuka? Shotaro must be plugged into the mesh. He hasn't even noticed us. I feel like I could scream without him knowing. Ah! Hi! Mr. Otsuka! Nothing.
Hello, guest. Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently, so he has not been receiving anyone. He is trying very hard to keep up with his deadlines, but I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you.
We just checked, and he seems busy.
Oh, just turn the chair around
Is
already.
there anything else I might assist you with? A drink, perhaps?
How long has your owner been ill?
Shotaro has been under the weather for some time, but I could not tell you precisely when. He rarely has visitors or goes on outings, so this is only slightly abnormal behavior for him. In fact, you are the first visitor he has had in a while. Several days, in fact. Perhaps you could ask him about it yourself. I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you.
Is your owner still making blog updates?
He is. Shotaro is a diligent man, even in the face of such adversity. If
Yes,
you are a
gravely ill is
reader of his
correct.
work, his next significant piece will be going online tomorrow. I will not spoil it for you.
When was your last diagnostic check?
I run regular self-checks and have noticed no irregularities in either my hardware or software. I appreciate your concern. If you think I am behaving erratically, perhaps you could mention it to Shotaro. He is skilled at maintenance.
No, that's okay.
Very well. Let me know if you need anything. I'm always happy to assist.
Oh no, we're too late.
How long has he been here?
Looks like he's been here for a couple of days, maybe a little longer. That means whoever did this did it before we even found out about all of this. Stabbed in the chest, right through the back of the chair. Looks like it severed his carotid artery. I don't want to make any assumptions, but I can't help but wonder if this was done by the same person who assaulted Zin. His ROM doesn't even think anything is wrong. We need to hurry. If I'm right, everyone we've talked to so far is in more danger than we thought. Someone is following us. We have to find his computer so I can see if I can pull anything relevant off of it. You interrogate his ROM. Maybe you can find out why it's acting so strange.
A vintage Vorx amp. It has a connector for plugging in old phones. A collection of books about writing on writing good. Antique wub speakers. They use actual wires to connect to the receiver. Wub, 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 wub. Christmas tree. Christmas tree might be small, but it has a lot of spirit.
Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently, so he has not been receiving anyone. He is trying very hard to keep up with his deadlines, but I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you.
That's okay. We'll wait.
Is there anything else I might assist you with? A drink, perhaps?
Shotaro is dead, LJ2.
It shut itself down again. Let's see if we can pull some useful information off of Mr. Otsuka's computer. If we can find it.
Touch sensitive. The entire desk must be Mr. Otsuka's computer.
I'll start downloading these files. I finished my examination of Mr. Otsuka's computer. I didn't find anything particularly interesting, but I copied some files to be examined later. If we're all done here, we should hurry and go warn Nanya about what we found. Charlie and Sympathy, too.
Put some DNA around another crime scene, yeah.
They might be in immediate danger, so we must act fast. Let's head for Nanya's business.
I think it's a little late for that since we came in through the window, you know.
It's so gruesome, so tragic. I was never prepared to handle anything like this. I hate this.
How have we not been arrested yet?
Shit! What the hell are you doing back here? Wait, let me guess. You stole some of my files, or hacked my brain, or used telepathy or some shit. Found out someone else got hit by your little ghost in the machine, and when you got there, found out he was deader than new disco. That close enough?
That is distressingly accurate.
Well, it wasn't much of a damned guess. Charlie Nova is dead.
What? Charlie is...
The autocab he was in drove him right off the bridge and into the bay. It's been all over the news for the last 10 minutes, and I'm not looking to be next. I'm getting the hell out of Neo-SF, and I'm gonna forget that I ever saw you, ever knew Charlie, ever gave a shit about any of this.
He's about to get run over, isn't he?
Hell, maybe I'll pick up a new career. I'm less likely to get murdered for being a fry cook. That's for damn sure. Have a good life!
Yep, there we go.
Oh no.
You haven't been arrested
No.
for Adventure Game Lodge.
Why
Yeah.
is this happening? There was no one in that car. No heat signatures, no wireless emissions, nothing. That wasn't even an auto cab. It's a manual.
And Isekai, yeah. That seems like a good way to die. Okay. Getting run over by a garbage truck? I don't know. How is that even possible?
I don't know. I don't know. That's it. This is too much. I've had enough. I don't care who's controlling the news anymore. Almost everyone we've talked to so far has died, and I can't live with any more blood on my hands. We're not investigating this lead any further.
Oh, it seems like a good way to get killed is standing in the street yelling about what people are trying to kill you, yeah.
As of right now.
It's not our fault, Turi.
Logically, I know that. We haven't set out to harm anyone. But someone is using us as a stalking horse, hiding behind our investigation to clean up whatever this is. If they want to keep taking out people involved in this, they're going to have to dig them up without our help. We don't have any other leads anyway.
We do. We haven't talked to the old lady yet.
Thank you for sticking with me, though. We have more pressing avenues of inquiry to make. Let's move on.
This game does not autosave. Please be sure to save frequently. Yep. Chapter 4.
Well, we should go to Melody's home and at least meet her.
Alright, I think that's it for today. Let's, we've got, what, 3 chapters remaining. Thanks for watching.